You know, Derek, if I was just thinking about me, you know how we stream on both channels?
Yes.
I would put my book information at the bottom of yours as well. I always take that out of yours.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, but you know what?
You know where it says purchase books and merchandise at CraigRunnerStore.com?
You did not put that there.
No, I take it from yours. I remove it from yours.
You put it on yours?
Yeah, it's on mine.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, you can do it on the
when you edit.
Oh.
Yeah. But see, you know, that would be really self-serving if I did that. So I'm not always thinking about you. We're just kind of having a little debate right now because he always says that I always make sure that I'm in the camera frame, but not.
He does. He makes sure. He at my house today, and look what he did.
That's not true.
You say I got neutral surroundings. You know, all that good shit.
I thank you for my cocktail.
It's no problem. It's no problem, Craig.
Derek is gonna fry some fish for me once we're done.
Yeah, it's fish and shrimp, actually.
Yes, fish and shrimp. Now, you know, I've never had your fish and shrimp.
I mean, it's not hard to fry food.
Yeah, but it's hard to season for some people.
Well, no, I'm black.
Do you know how to season?
Yeah, I'm black. I know how to season. I don't have any problem.
All black people don't know how to season now.
Yeah, you go with your phone.
Let me go ahead and shut this off.
You never put it on silent.
Yours is on silent?
Mine is always on silent.
That's why it takes you so long to respond to my messages.
Because I don't want to be busy. I don't want to be bothered.
Are you all in here?
They're coming on in, child. They're coming on in.
Hey, girl, hey. Hey, boy, hey. Come on in. Hit the share button, please. We need you to hit the share button.
Mm-hmm.
And hit the like button and all of that good stuff.
And a subscribe button if you
subscribe. Yes. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching on my channel.
If you're watching on Craig's channel, come over to my channel. If you're watching on my channel, go over to Craig's channel.
And subscribe. Yes.
Yeah.
We were watching Jill and Erica as well. We were watching the whole
yes.
They weren't calling it a battle.
Well, no, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't, but I think that's why they were so adamant about talking about how much they loved each other and all this kind of stuff. They wanted to really be a nice, loving thing. Right. I felt like it was a little bit too much. I mean, but I was like, girl, we get it. Y'all love it.
Because they didn't come on until like 7:25.
Well, I told you that was
right. But then the other part of it is, and this is not what we're coming on here to talk about.
No. But, they say Erica's phone just died.
Oh, well, good. You know, because in concert, she'll go on and on and on and on and on. But if it was a battle, I think that Erica would have.
Erica's a whole different. Like
Jill got great songs.
They're the same genre, but Erica Badu is a whole nother different situation.
Oh, I bought a wireless mouse as well, so I don't have to keep reaching out here.
Good job.
Yeah. I'm going to take that out of our operational costs. Speaking of operational costs, if you want to support what we're doing, go ahead and send us something through the Cash App. That's my screen name, and that's Derek's screen name.
So you're obviously the writer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you're obviously Derek J.
Oh, yeah. You know. But today we are here to talk about. We're moving on.
Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart,
and I'm Derek J.
Yeah, just because he ain't got no intro to me, I'm not gonna do mine.
Go ahead.
But go ahead. I did the intro now.
And okay, we're ready now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
we got to get ready for TV because this is going to TV.
No, I know.
If it's not going to TV, it's at least going on tour.
Yeah, I'm ready for whichever one.
Right.
But we are here to talk about. Well, first of all, thank you to everyone that watched last week's panel.
Yes.
You know, we had close to 900 in the room. We're going up to 10,000, right? We're close to 10,000 to the both viewing.
Yeah.
Getting close to 10,000 people that viewed this. Mm-hmm. And we had got such good responses back from that panel. So thank you guys for being part of it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. But we have a new panel coming up in a week and a half.
Yeah. So not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday. Because remember, they're always going to be on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, you'll always get the reminder.
Yes. Now, listen, people. We appreciate
you wanting to tell us your coming out story.
Yeah.
But that's not what this panel is about. Okay?
We appreciate your coming out story. We appreciate
knowing that you're a lesbian.
Yes, but we also appreciate your thoughts and ideas that we should do at our next shows on. But right now we are looking for participants for our next panel, which is The Great Divide.
Yes. And so we put the flyer up here. We've already posted it. We're calling it The Great Divide. Gay and lesbians and gays or something like that, we called it. But basically what we want to know, and I put it in a description down here as well, we don't want to know your coming out story. We're sure it's great, but what we're looking for is your ideas or your thoughts on why the gay and the lesbian communities are separated. Why is it like oil and water?
Because here, especially here in Atlanta, I know that when there's gay pride, when there's Black gay pride, the lesbians have their own party, the gay boys have their own party, and no one never really comes together.
Right.
And then when we do see the rare occasions that we do see lesbians and gay boys partying together, it's always some trouble. It's like drama. It's commotion. It's very standoffish.
Now I don't think this, but some of the gays think it's because the lesbians like to fight.
Well, I personally think. I mean, we can't get too deep.
No, we're not.
We gotta save it.
Right.
But I just personally think that lesbians, especially butch lesbians, like to assert their manhood.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. It's not usually what's called the lipstick lesbians, but the ones that are more virile, if you will.
Did you say virile?
Virile.
Like an animal?
No, virile as in really masculine.
Oh, gotcha.
And so, and like to your point, just to echo what you just said, it's often, the ones that are known as studs or whatever, because it's almost like they're trying to assert themselves and to let you know that, you're a man, but you're not going to combat me or whatever. So we want to have that conversation. But here's what I will offer, but I'll go into more detail when we do the actual panel. When I sat in a conversation many years ago, it was called Bridging the Gap. And it was a conversation between gays and lesbians. And we were talking about why there's this divide. And obviously that divide hasn't been closed because here we are still talking about it probably 15, 20 years later. But I remember
I was in high school then. When I was having the conversation. But go ahead. Go ahead, finish up.
Derek, you've made it abundantly clear.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm a few years older than you.
It's like 20 years ago. Jesus.
But I don't look like what I've been through, amen?
15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I had just moved to Atlanta. But I will never forget sitting in this conversation, and there was a lesbian who said, without blinking, she said, well, part of the reason that I don't party with you all is because you all use the word bitch too much, and I don't want to be referred to as a bitch. So we want to hear what your experiences are. So if you are a lesbian or if you're a gay man and you have issues with commingling, then we want to hear from you. So email us. There's the email address is going across the crawl. We better than CNN.
And JB, this conversation is going to be in 2 weeks, but we're just coming on here to kind of explain the conversation
and to announce it.
Because I think that when we ask people to send in your perspective, we didn't get that. We didn't get that. We got a lot of.
Oh, well, my coming out story is this, that, and the third. And again, beloved, we know it's probably very interesting, but that's not what we're looking for.
We want to know. We want to know how you can add to this conversation.
Yes.
What insight that you have to this conversation. If you never felt that way before, if you party with, because I just know gay boys only party with lesbians. They don't really go to the gay club. So, I mean, we want to get everybody's perspective of why they think this is and how do we think that we can solve that situation.
How do we mend it?
How do we mend it? So that's why we're here today. We're here to, just figure out what that is.
And so Derek had a really good idea. And so what we're going to work on doing is having one of the promoters on the gay side and a promoter on the lesbian side. And so they're going to be like our SMEs, if you will, our subject matter experts talking about, their business, because it was a business. They were promoters and just how they, was there ever any conversation about bringing those two communities together? Because again, both the lesbian and gay communities are marginalized. So the question becomes, and one of the, well, I don't know if I should say this, but I was going to say, we have another conversation coming down the line about another set of communities that we don't understand why they're not coming together. But, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was reading. That was a lot to read.
What was that?
So basically, they was asked it would be great to hear more about successful business owners who happen
to be family. Gay. $5 million annual revenue. Construction company owner. We are much more diverse than our sexuality.
And you are absolutely right.
Yes.
And this, you can go right over to my podcast called Gay Like Me. And that is where we have those kind of conversations. This is more of a panel moment. But if you go over to Gay Like Me, and I would love to talk to you.
So much the same podcast.
The same podcast.
Because we talk about Black-owned businesses as well.
And y'all talk about black shit, white
white shit, gay shit, and everything in between.
So we both have our separate platforms when we do have those conversations, but we want to use this platform as a panel conversation.
Yeah.
So that's how we can have this discussion to talk about things that we really didn't know that we can talk about. Yes, we are more than our sexuality, but it plays a big part in our lives.
Right. And that's a great point that I think it said MC that he or she made. Because, I think about that a lot. Like, we're not just hairstylists and makeup artists, because oftentimes people think that, because we do flourish in those fields, that's all
creative fields.
In creative fields. But we are attorneys, we're athletes and doctors and, all of those things. So that is construction workers. So that is a really good conversation. But as we said at the beginning of this, we have our show ideas outlined. Like, we have these little flyers already created
to November,
all the way through. This thing emailed me not emailed me. He texted me the other day and said, we got shows all the way till November. I said, yes, we do.
So
we got stuff to do.
Yeah. So we have positive things and we have things that's not so positive. But it's all about pushing the conversation of what is going on in our community as Black people.
Right. Because I just feel like these conversations, well, my intention, because I was a huge fan and still am of Oprah Winfrey, but of the Oprah Winfrey show.
I was say of me, but it's fine. Go ahead. The Oprah Winfrey show. Go ahead. Finish up. The Oprah Winfrey show.
You thought I was gonna say what?
Me. I did. I was saying, oh my God, thank you. But go ahead. Finish up.
But you said I want to be in the center of the camera, but you. Okay. But she used to always talk about intention, and when after that episode of the Oprah Winfrey show when the KKK came on and she said, I realized they were trying to use my television platform to push their agenda forward for membership, trying to, they were doing, different symbols and saying different things. She said she knew from that point on that she needed to use TV and had to have a certain intention. And so for me, my intention behind this whole thing that we're doing is to send vibrations into the universe that will affect change. So again, this conversation is about bridging the gap between the lesbian and gay communities. And the one last week was about no fats, no femmes, the unspoken dating rule. So hopefully we can dispel some of that. And I read your comments, niece and nephews. Some of the people last week were dropping comments under their talking about, well, why the fuck we gotta change, how we feel? Like, if we don't want somebody fat or we don't want somebody femme, like, why y'all trying to change us? We weren't trying to change you. We weren't trying to change you.
We were just having a conversation.
Yeah, we were just having a conversation, and we were just trying to insert a new perspective that maybe you hadn't considered. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're discriminating, if you will, and it's not just a preference. Because as Michelle, our relationship therapist that was on last week, he said he spoke so eloquently when he said that a preference is when you've tried both things and you've decided, okay, I just want this one. But it's a prejudice when you haven't tried both of those things. So we weren't trying to.
Well, I'm trying to read, child.
Oh, I know you are.
Oh, yeah, I read. I'm like, what's going on over here?
I've learned that when I get into a groove, I can't look at those comments. I'll be like, I'll lose my train of thinking. But we weren't trying to proselytize you at all. We were not. So we just wanted
to use the source words.
Listen, Hampton University. I got to use my $5 words. But yeah, so no, it's not at all. We're not trying to change your perspective about anything, and that's why when we open.
And I also saw in the comments people said, "Oh, we have this same situation in the lesbian community," which I would like to disagree with, because them big burly girls they be in relationships.
Because you know why? Because women, believe it or not.
But somebody was saying, like, I saw a few comments, people saying this happens in the lesbian community too, and I'm like, but it doesn't. Like, but it may. It may. But when I see women, the bigger women, they keep a girlfriend.
And you know why? And I'm just going to go on a limb and say this, and I've never done any research or study or anything like that.
This is your opinion.
This is my opinion. women, straight, gay, bisexual, they aren't really caught up in body image like men are. Men, whether you're gay, straight, or whatever, men are more materialistic than women, straight and gay men and bisexual. Men are just more and questioning. Yeah, men are far more conscious of physical aesthetics.
Right.
Like when you're a heterosexual man and you have a woman or have a girlfriend or wife or whatever, you are the one that's mostly concerned about how she presents herself and how she shows up in the world.
That is true.
You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of times men will pay for their girlfriend or their wife.
I have a lot of women. I have a lot of men that call it for their wives get their hair done.
Because they want, right. You understand what I'm saying? They want them to look a certain way. And that doesn't mean that all women are okay with any type of body. I'm not saying that all women are. I'm just saying, generally speaking, women are less concerned with the physical than men are. So definitely there are women that are concerned, and there are women that are like, oh no, if his body is all out of shape, I'm not dating him. I'm not dating no fat guy. But that's usually something that men, straight, gay, whatever, are concerned with.
So and I had but like going back to that conversation, I did my podcast with Ray Cunningham yesterday, and the question. So then because he referred back to the conversation. And, we did. We did.
Okay.
And
everybody watched it.
Yeah, everybody watched, and they're still watching.
They're still watching.
Yeah, everybody watched them. So pat on the back.
Don't want to toot our own horn, but BB.
Well, yeah, Joanna, you can't disagree. Like I said, that was just our opinion of what we saw. But
well, what's false? I'm trying to figure. What is?
I guess you were talking about the lesbian thing. What we just said about lesbians and being visual creatures.
No, Sean Joseph. I'm not saying that there aren't women that aren't like, oh no, I'm not dating no fat man. What I'm saying is, generally speaking, because like I know a lot of women that are not caught up in body. They just want a good man that's going to be consistent. That's going to do what he says he's going to do, and they're not really caught up in all of those things.
Y'all is typing some paragraphs.
Aren't they typing paragraphs?
Somebody said Craig is a fat shamer. Did he speak on that?
Who said that?
Who said
I'm not
that?
a fat shamer. Craig is a fat shamer. Did he speak on accepting the fats? Oh, she said the fats. I am not a fat shamer. Cut it out. Now, what were you going to say?
I don't know.
Let me see what Grim Soul is saying. Just a stud want to be with another stud because it would be like being with a man. And then what's the point of being a lesbian if you're with a woman that acts like a man? I get that, but I'm gonna tell you something.
That's what men say about men that are more feminine. They was like,
exactly. There are men who feel like that. It's like, well, if I wanted to be with a woman, I would just be with a woman, not with some really feminine man. But I was talking to Flame today. I text you after I talked to Flame. And Flame and I were talking. And here's the thing. Flame and I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. But the reality is this. I had no clue that FTMs, female to male, and I'm only explaining because I know that there are people here that don't know. So
I didn't know what FTM was.
Okay.
You just see, I was like, FTM?
Right, female to male. And that's why I explain it. Sometimes I see y'all be eating me up in the comments like, well, why he not explaining everything like this stupid?
I didn't.
No, I just be trying to think about the people who may not know. But trans men, or FTM, same thing. I didn't know that trans men or FTMs wanted to be penetrated.
Yeah.
But because see, a lot of studs don't want to be penetrated. They are the ones that's doing the penetrating. You understand what I'm saying? So so if a trans man, someone who presents themselves in the world as a man, I didn't think that they would want to be penetrated. But some of them do.
Well, that's like some M to F. MTF, male
to female.
Yeah, male to female. They still like being the doer.
Yeah, but see, that's why it's important to bridge these communities
and have these conversations. Yes,
and Flame had called me to basically tell me that she thought we did she watched it too. She thought we did an amazing job. She said you did a great job of listening to each other. She said, "Oh my God, Derek is so insightful. He had great questions and great,
Yes, that's what I do.
The girls think that you just know how to curl hair.
Oh no, and now I'm, and I had to humble myself because
you've been on TV.
Well, No, it wasn't that. No,
You trying to big time me?
I had to hold myself because I was looking at the comments. It was like, oh my God, Craig, you got a great co-host. I was like,
you got a great what?
Co-host. I was like, co-host. Bitch.
I didn't see that.
I saw it. I said, I'm not gonna be like that right now.
That was when we were live?
Yeah. And I was like, oh.
See, I'm gonna need you to get out the comments. See,
well, see, I look while you're talking. And you should do the same while I'm talking.
I do look at the
right.
I do. Somebody said, oh, Craig, you have a great call.
I was like, oh, okay, bitch. Must be on your channel.
Oh my God. That is too funny. That is so funny.
So yes, I took that as I didn't even blink an eye at it.
Well, good.
I did.
Because that kind of stuff is what tears us apart. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But I think this would be so amazing because, again, like with my first book, I was gifting copies to LGBTQ youth groups because I just feel like if more gay people had that kind of story, their trajectory wouldn't be as turbulent or, difficult. But here's what I will say. I think that what we're doing with these conversations, we could take this around, not just on a standalone tour, but even if we went on tour alongside Black Gay Pride events
and had these conversations.
So for those of you that are the powers that be, I don't know if it's I once upon a time I knew who it was, and I don't know if he still is, so I'm not going to say his name, but we need you to go ahead and book us. But
so the thing, that's an off-camera conversation.
Don't forget what you were going to say.
Oh, I'm not going to forget
because I'm going to want to know.
Yeah, that's an off-camera conversation.
Right. But we can go and do these cruises and stuff. These gay cruises and these gay retreats. Yes. Get your sponsorship money together. Because she's been on TV. So I might take something that she's not willing to take.
Well, I'm your co-host at this channel.
We're each other's co-hosts. Right. We're each other's
That's
co-hosts.
how I was like, well, I guess we can be each other's co-hosts. I mean, I thought it was like you were a guest. You're a guest host.
Oh, P. Marcel, was that who said it? She said, I said it, not to play down Derek J's status. I meant you guys had great chemistry. I think that if both present this as academic conversation, which I feel it is, because you walk away learning things you didn't know before, then people complain less when you explain. Exactly, Grim Soul. I agree.
It's okay, P. Marcel. I wasn't in my feelings.
Right. But no, I'm always going to explain. And some people say that I over-explain. But again, I just know that, when like the other day you said there were like almost 1,000 people watching, somebody in there didn't understand some of the language, some of the lingo, some of the semantics. So I just try to break it down. I don't assume that you know everything that we're talking about.
And I will say there was also somebody in the chat that was like, why do they have to cuss so much? You guys are intellectuals. Y'all shouldn't have to cuss.
You saw a lot of the comments that I didn't see. I didn't see that.
Oh, girl, I'm nosy Rosie, honey. Okay. But the thing is but I feel like, everybody was speaking their truth. Me and Craig didn't cuss, or did we?
I don't remember. I don't think we cursed. I don't think we cursed. I think they may have cursed in the past. But they
cursed in the past because they were speaking their truth. We can't. Yeah. This YouTube.
Yeah, that was their reality. And sometimes you need a curse word to kind of underscore the point.
Yeah, to make sure you understood
to get to it.
Yeah. But overall, it was a great conversation.
It really was.
And we want to have another great conversation. So you lesbians and gay men that see the divide in the Black gay community, send us an email. Let us know how you can add to the conversation.
Yeah.
Send us a picture.
And just a little blurb.
A little blurb.
That's the other thing. Some of you have been sending us.
So some of you men send a picture because Craig is looking. So that's why.
Wait a minute.
That's why Craig wants pictures.
It was your idea to send pictures.
He was.
Now, Niche, I would tell you the truth. It was not my idea for a picture. It was not my idea for a picture.
It wasn't his idea, but I asked for it because Craig likes to see. So just.
Well, if I want to see when they email me, I'm going to type their name in over on Facebook.
See, so you have to do all that. I'm trying to make it so you won't be a stalker. So so I'm just trying to make it easier. So.
But yeah, but do us a favor, send us that, and just send us a couple sentences. Like you don't have to send us a long. You know, because
they know all your business,
right? Because when you all send those long emails,
I don't read them.
Derek called me and said, "Child, this is too long.
It's too long. I don't read. It's just too long. Like we like just send us a little paragraph. You know, a real paragraph, 4 sentences. You know, not that a high school paragraph,
not thesis.
Yeah, we just need a high school paragraph,
not a dissertation.
This should be long,
right? You'd be like, girl.
I'm like, oh, great, you
girl, we're busy today. We're busy today with all these emails. But no, we really do appreciate you guys emailing us and giving us.
Now, let me rephrase. Now, when I asked, I know I told y'all Craig looking, but don't be sending no nasty pictures to the email, child. Because it's too many people get this picture.
And also, we got our intern in there helping us. So she don't want to see all that.
Yes, I know.
We got so we're not the only ones looking at these emails.
Yeah, so we got other people looking at the email. So please,
yes, JB, 2 paragraphs at the most.
Thank you, JB.
Okay. So yeah, but again, don't send us no suggestive pictures because we're not the only ones looking at it. We have an intern that's helping us with it.
I'll give you my other email.
For those of you that participated in the panel last week, she was the one that contacted you guys, and so she's looking at these emails too. She is in college. Don't be R. Kellying her.
Well, they're gay. They don't want her.
Well,
I mean, I would hope if they was trying to check for you, they ain't checking for her.
So are we shopping or having conversation? Wait. Are we shopping or having conversation? Just asking. Sounds. Wait. What do you mean? Hi, hello.
Hi, hello. We're having fun in the conversation. No, nobody's shopping. We're having this. Did you check? If you checked in last week, which is still on both of our pages, you can go see the conversation we had. So it's really a conversation. Right now, we're just having fun with each other. It's not being divisive. Girl, there's plenty of men out here. There's plenty of whatever we want to go get it. We don't need to find it no email address.
Right.
So the link's
kind of changed. So it's good to have them broken down. Yeah. And so that's why I do it. I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to insult your intelligence. Because I literally get those messages. They're like, well, why you got to explain everything? You think you know everything. No, niece, I don't think I know everything. I don't.
Well, sometimes you do think you know everything, and it's fine. Because
no, I just know what I know, and I'm not going to shrink and pretend that I don't know what I know. Amen?
He went to Hampton. So, I mean, I think he graduated.
I did.
I've been in your house
4 years.
Have not seen no diploma.
The degree is in Baltimore, in Gladys's house.
Oh.
When I moved here, I was like, girl, give me my degree. She said, this staying right here.
It's quite convenient that the degree that we asked for is at his mom's house. It's convenient.
Well, listen, even if I didn't have a degree, it doesn't matter because I have my own business. So, And even when you don't have your own business, they don't ask for it no damn way. When you go in a power at Coca-Cola.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to have to graduate also.
They don't even Girl, you see, you were a young girl. I know you weren't.
I wasn't part of your class.
You were younger. Girl, you weren't. You didn't go. Did you go to college?
Yes, I went to college, Charles.
I just thought you went to beauty school.
No, I didn't.
I just thought you went to beauty school.
So,
but when did you go to college?
I didn't go to Hampton.
Oh, I know. But look, I'm going to say this again. Flame was like, oh my God, I just thought you guys were so entertaining. It was funny, but it was a lot of, insight and stuff too. So
we are intellectual.
We are.
Yes, Craig is damn shady. Craig is shady. But, so, please.
Look at Alicia. Tell me, yeah, Craig. Send Craig pictures so we can review them.
Well, not to this email address. I'll give you Craig's email address. I'm sure y'all got it. I'm sure y'all got all. Y'all got.
Girl, they think they got my address.
Okay, y'all got Craig's information. If I don't know nothing else.
Yes, Linda. That was what Flame Monroe said. He said you were. And I know I say he and she because Flame is okay all with either, right? Mm-hmm. Flame was saying that you were a very good listener too. Mm-hmm. She was like he was a very.
I'm a hairstylist, and I got to listen to these women talk all the time. So this is a breeze. That's why I let Craig talk so much.
Oh, you let me talk.
I do let you talk.
Where's my?
Because the thing is that I let Craig talk because I know Craig likes to feel like he knows everything and feels important. So I know how to do teamwork. I want to say I'm dimming my light, but I'm letting Craig shine. You know, because the thing is that if I turn my light up too, I would just be.
Oh my God! You were mad. Somebody said Craig can take over. Look.
Yes.
Craig can take over a conversation.
Yes, Craig can.
Look.
But
Craig can take over a conversation.
So I'm just glad that y'all know. But so don't think that I'm being bullied. I'm not. I'm letting him talk.
You really are a bully in real life. Derek is a bully in real life.
So, do you want me to fry you some fish or not?
I do. So listen, you guys have an amazing night.
Yes.
Don't forget, email us right here. There's the email address, gaylikmeconvo at gmail.com. If you want to participate in this conversation on May 20th, it's Wednesday.
And it is the great divide between lesbians and gays.
Yes.
Let me just tell y'all what it is again. If you are a lesbian or a gay male, and you see where we have a misunderstanding, and you can lend to the conversation, please email us. Let us know. Email us and let us know how you can lend to the conversation. Email us a picture because we just like to know who we're talking to. We just don't want you to pop up on the screen. We're like, oh,
right,
hey.
And again, this is just a conversation. It's not a debate. It's not an argument. And again, I think Derek made a great suggestions last week. What we did was, because I was thinking initially when we were talking, we were thinking, stop looking at my Cash App. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Vanessa and Monica Davis. I got it.
I'm being nosy. But what did I bring up?
I don't know if
I
don't know if I want to talk about it now. No, just kidding. But no, what we had originally decided or thought we were going to do was bring like all of the panelists on at once. So there would have been like 4 of us on the panel at once. But right before a couple of days before we got on, you made a really good suggestion. And that was just bring one person on at a time. And that way we didn't have to fight and say, well, don't cut each other off and, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it was really seamless.
If you want to be part of this non-confrontational conversation, email us and we'll get right back to you.
There's the email.
glmconvo@gmail.com and it's the 20th, Wednesday, May 20th. So
yes.
Say your piece, your last part.
Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. Because don't nobody want to kiss you if you're not brushing your teeth and your tongue. All right. See you guys on Wednesday, May 20th, 9 p.m.